Hello, everyone. It's an honor to be here today. My name is Michelle Bai from grade 8. How often do you feel bored? Like those times when you don't have anything to say to anyone? Or those times when you just stay alone, do nothing, and think about everything in your head while just staring at an object for half an hour? Sometimes we might be scared of boredom. We numb ourselves by some mindless distractions, as if we see boredom the same as laziness or even moral failing. We remain on the hamster wheel of busyness, always distracted, but never satisfied. However, Mark Hawkins, a famous psychotherapist, said in his book that boredom is the most powerful human emotion. This book states that boredom isn't a negative feeling. Quite the contrary, boredom is an essential, powerful space necessary for creating meaningful and authentic life. Yes, boredom is not only the most powerful human emotion, but it's also one of the most common yet most overlooked emotional states in our daily lives. Our evolutionary drive for survival and improvement makes stillness and the lack of engagement feel unbearable. I'm so bored. You might have heard this phrase more than once a day. Like adults find their minds wandering during meetings. Children might be staring out the window, daydreaming in class. And young people keep refreshing social media, yet they still feel uninterested. And the time I spent lying in bed every night before falling asleep, I could think of everything in my life. From small things like how I should solve the math problem we learned today, to bigger questions like whether Newton really got hit on the head by an apple. Research has found that when people are in the state of boredom, the activity of the brain's frontal parietal network decreases, and our brain begins to engage in self-reflection. Then our default mode network works faster, which is most active when we engage in self-thinking, memory recalling, future planning, and creative imagination. Functional MRL studies have shown that when those participants are guided into the state of boredom, the activity of the default mode network increases significantly, accompanied by the subjective experiences of mind wandering and enhanced internal mental activities. This indicates that boredom isn't a state of nothing happening, but it is more of your brain entering a different mode of operation for internalizing and processing information. When we feel boredom, we pay more attention to our inner thoughts. When the outside voices stop flowing into our ears, we could have a small talk with ourselves. Am I really happy in this steady mode? Is it really worth doing what I'm doing right now? In this moment, when you start to feel boring, your default mode network works faster, and we could directly face those questions hidden in our deeper minds. This uncomfortable feeling is the start of our self-reflection. A philosopher called Blaise Pascal said in the early 17th century that all of humanity's problems stem from man's inability to sit quietly in a room alone. And boredom is somehow the best time for us to sit quietly alone, think deeper, and self-reflect. Boredom sparks creativity. It is the silence in which your best ideas suddenly click into place. I wonder if any of you have experienced this before. Sometimes when you deliberately try to think about something, you can't figure it out. But after a while, when you're bored, inspiration suddenly appears. And it turns out that history's greatest minds did their best works the same way. Archimedes was lunging in a bath when he shouted, "Eureka!" Not exactly a picture of hard work. Newton was daydreaming under a tree, probably looking like he was just wasting the whole afternoon. And J.K. Rowling conjured Harry Potter while bored on a delayed train, doing absolutely nothing productive. And for me, that one night a month ago, when I was lying on my bed staring at the ceiling, I also came up with a new idea. The topic of my speech could be whether boredom is actually beneficial for us. So, make boredom as a creative space. All of us have an innate creative potential. And by embracing boredom, we could tap into this potential, regardless of our artistic abilities. Overall, boredom isn't something to fear or to schedule. It's something we must learn not to avoid. However, it's a gift of presence, the rare chance to truly meet ourselves. In the creaks of your busy life, try to put down your phone, allow a little blank space, and listen to what your inner voice has to say. Thank you.